We're here today at World Aviation Festival in Amsterdam. We're day 2 and I'm here with John Irving, CEO of Liverpool Airport. Thank you very much for joining me here today.
You're welcome.
So let's get straight into the questions. So my first question is, what is one thing airports should excel in to ensure a seamless passenger experience?
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly for us, it's more about the processes, the pinch points. So whether or not it's technology, people, or just simple customer service, getting those processes right in check-in, security, and for me, the baggage and border hall. If you get them right, then it's seamless in people's minds. Obviously, it'll improve over time with technology, but that's what we excel in, that customer experience, service levels in those key pinch points, because that's what makes all the difference.
Absolutely. And so what would you say is your airport's most distinguishing feature that gives passengers that sense of place?
I know, it's a strange one. So I mean, obviously for Liverpool we have people coming in all the time for different reasons, for football, for music, but I think what makes us different is the sort of infrastructure and what we do. So faster, easier, friendly is our strapline and brand, but it is what we do and live and breathe by. So every member of the team, whether or not it's a Liverpool Airport or a partner, lives and breathes by that. So I think when people use our airport, they really feel that faster, easier, friendlier sort of experience, and that I think makes people remember Liverpool and come back, whether or not you're coming in from Norway or you're going out to Malaga.
Absolutely. I've actually never been to Liverpool before, and I'm from the UK, which is crazy, but I've heard it's a good time.
Yeah, it's definitely different, yeah.
So how important is it for airports to invest in non-aeronautical facilities?
Yeah, look, I think certainly for an airport like us, regional airport with a high outbound traffic, we've invested a lot over time, and there's always things you can do more of. You have to invest in the back of house, no one sees it, but for us, we've got to drive income and do that, but also give passengers what they need, and things are changing, people are shopping differently, they want different experiences, and it's a constant evolving investment really. So it's hugely important for us. We'll keep doing it. Obviously we've had 2 years where we haven't invested a lot in the airport other than things that have been needed to do. So yeah, there's more to do, but it's the changing nature of people's habits that you have to keep investing in and finding the products that people want to spend the money on.
Absolutely. So what is your passenger demographic? So there's a lot of outbound traffic, so what type of travel is most popular? Yeah,
I mean, we have a good mix at Liverpool. So it is, we are served by 2 very strong low-cost carriers, but we do have some core routes. Belfast and Dublin are our 2 biggest routes, which is both way travelling, business, there's university, visiting family and friends. So we have a nice mix across the piece. There is a heavy outbound leisure in the summer, but we're not as seasonal as a lot of airports, and we have, for an airport of our size, we have a lot of inbound traffic. So we have probably almost 1 million passengers back in 2019 were inbound travellers coming to Liverpool in the city region to visit friends, look at football, music, the Beatles. So yeah, we've got a really diverse mix, to be honest, for the size of the airport we are.
Absolutely. And we spoke about non-aeronautical facilities, but how else are you accommodating and pivoting to accommodate these type of passengers?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a different feel, don't you, really? So there's times where our general travel is quite peaky in the morning and then later on, but we have a lot of Central Eastern European flights out late at night. So while we can't change the product that we're offering, you can make them feel differently. And certainly from an arrival point of view, we did some work just before the pandemic to make people arrive in the airport and know they're in Liverpool, with branding, some nice images. And unfortunately we had to pause, and we'll be doing some more with the city region in Liverpool to really give a sense of place when you arrive, so they know it. So yeah, it's hard, we're limited by infrastructure to kind of pivot to different people, but we send messages out there when there's people travelling out to Romania, the messages can go into Romanian. So you've got to be smart with what you do, but there's a limit to how you can change every time.
Absolutely. And what new or innovative technology is the airport using, or perhaps looking to use?
Yeah, we're looking to use sort of like a facial recognition, passenger tracking, which we've had in the past, but not as good as what we're looking at now, and that's useful for us for lots of reasons. One is process and making sure that we do make sure that those pinch points are looked after, but also to know where people are going, because I think they're not our customers really, we don't have the data, so knowing where they go, how they flow through the airport. We've got a simple infrastructure at Liverpool, but we want to know what does that passenger do. We're not looking at you individually, but as a group, are they going into World Duty Free, are they not, are they going and sitting in a a quiet space, so that we can really flex the environment around them. So that's new, but yeah, look, there's so much technology out now that our ops director who's here with me today is visiting many stands to see what the next thing is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like there's too much going on.
And you have to pick and choose.
Exactly.
I think, yeah.
So let's move on to sustainability, which is a huge topic.
Yeah.
So what has the story been?
Yeah, look, I think we've been on the sustainability journey, like most airports, for probably 10 to 12 years, and we've been doing things because they were the right thing to do from an energy efficiency point of view and a cost point of view. A lot of those things now fit into a sustainability agenda, and for us at Liverpool, we're about to launch our full decarbonisation plan. We haven't done it yet. We've done a lot of work, but we haven't wanted to launch it until we had some real data behind it to say, yes, we're going to do this by 2040, but here's how. So we're going to launch that probably just before Christmas, talking about all the things we can do to decarbonise the airport. We haven't called it net zero, we've called it decarbonisation. We've got lots of projects in place. We're about to do a solar farm, hopefully in the next sort of 6 to 12 months, which will make a massive difference to us. So yeah, it's top of the agenda now. And it has been by default in some ways, but now it's focused and top of mind.
Absolutely. And talking about another hot topic, the workforce and the working environment. So how critical is the workforce to the success of the overall airport ecosystem?
Yeah, hugely. I mean, I think we've all seen that in the last couple of years when the pandemic hit. We took a decision at Liverpool to use furlough, so we've kept a lot of all of the skilled labour in the airport for as much as we can, and we did lose some people, which was a shame, but they're what we do. I think without them, you can't start up, you can't run efficiently, you lose all of that experience to another industry. It's very hard to get it back. So it's our number one priority to protect and keep the staff because they're trained. The challenge is to find new and train them up. So even in engineering or baggage handling, you need people who know what they're doing to help the next generation. So it's hugely important at Liverpool. We couldn't have done what we did in the pandemic without the team around us, and they're a massive part of the story of our recovery and the future growth.
And what would you tell small or smaller airports to capitalise on the most?
Yeah, look, I think what I find at Liverpool, you've got to find what you are and what you're good at, and our USP, like I've said, is being about customer service and making sure you come to Liverpool and you park your car and you're sitting in a restaurant in 10 minutes, and you have to do that. We've got a bigger airport up the road, and we have to do something different, and we focus on that. We don't worry about what other people do, and we just do what we do well. And I say, to others, find what you want to do, focus on it, and just make that the thing you do. Don't worry about all the other stuff around the side.
Absolutely. And so for yourself, what's the most exciting future development at the airport that will change how the airport is viewed by travellers?
Yeah, I think sustainability is probably the one, because I think that that's top of our mind, but it's top of travellers' mind. They want to travel. I think we've seen the bounce back. People want to go away again, and that's brilliant. But they're doing it with a different mindset. So we've got to make sure we do the right thing and change people's perception of aviation. Travellers will always go on flights, I think, but they want to make sure that they can sit there and go, well, at least the airport's carbon neutral. We know what the airlines are doing. Sustainable aviation fuel. So I think that is the future. It's exciting because there's so much innovation out there. There's so many things that I don't understand, as I'm not an engineer, but it's an exciting time, I think, to take airports and aviation to the next level of sustainability.
And that was going to be my last question about the future of aviation, but perhaps I'll change it to what's keeping you awake at night?
I think there's challenges. We've had 2 years of challenge, and that was difficult, but we're all in the same boat. Now it's about what does the next sort of 6 to 12 months look like. Obviously there's costs and the energy crisis, and we're all part of that. We haven't seen a real downturn in traffic, and hopefully we won't, but I think the unknown impact of the economy in the UK, it does make you wonder what it's going to look like. I mean, we've got great carriers at Liverpool, and we've got a really loyal catchment area, so hopefully it doesn't impact, but you can't tell what's going to happen in the next 6 months on people's disposable income, and I think that's a challenge we have to face head on. But
absolutely. Well, best of luck with that, and that was my final question.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
No, you're welcome. Thank you.